I thank the fans. Thank the fans for all the support. This year, both XL here tonight. I thought showed up great for us. Obviously, you're playing your a game you're a heavy favorite in. Against a team that's playing towards the bottom of the league. You need to have a big crowd and an active crowd. I thought the crowd was great, and just want to thank the fans. They've been awesome all year. Had great attendance, best attendance in years. So, thanks to the fans there, and obviously, it was hard to maintain the level of the first half. The first half performance was as good as you could hope for. Both ends of the court, disruptive defensively and offensively. Just the 17 assists at the half. Just impressive performance. Continue to build the momentum.
Coach, about the assists, I think it was 24 on your first 30 field goals.
Yeah.
What does that say about the way this team is playing right now?
It's been who we've been. The majority of the year, we've been a high assist team. Still managed to find a way to turn the ball over 13 times, which it's there's always got to be something. There's just always got to be something. So we've got to stop doing that. We've got to stop turning the ball over. This should have been like a 30 assist game for us, but that's bothering me. I was hoping to see like 7 assists, a 7 turnover, 6 turnover game. The 13 turnovers is making me crazy.
You mentioned the word momentum several times over the last couple of weeks, being in a good position to build this right momentum. Now we're in March, you have one more huge game in Philly and then tournament play. Where are you with that? You won 7 of 8. It seems like you do have the momentum you thought you could establish.
Yeah, I think all along we knew we had a very tough stretch of scheduling in January. Normally your conference schedule, some of those games would have been spread out, so and the reality is 23 and 7. Since February, really we've looked a lot like the team from November, December, and we're one of the few teams in the country that's proven that we can win a tournament, a big tournament versus really good teams. So we know in the back of our mind, obviously we've got a big game and an important, tough game on Saturday. But we also, in the back of our mind, know that we're one of the few teams in the country that's actually won a tournament and a high-level tournament. So we're going to go into these tournaments with confidence.
How much is your team matured? I mean, they came out and handled this game the way they were supposed to. That's not going to sound maturity for them.
Yeah, I thought the coaching staff. I think we were really cranky and demanding the last couple of games, trying to fight that human nature deal of potentially, thinking, because you're playing, you're a heavy favorite at home. We reminded them in the St. John's game at home and how that went as a pretty substantial favorite there. But Andre Jackson and Adama and Jordan, I think they really provide great leadership, and I think Tristan's taken just a big step forward. I think particularly the last couple of games, I think he's just been more vocal, more ownership, and I think that's important.
Coach, it seemed like Jordan stepped on someone's foot there late, rolled his ankle, anything more serious than that? Does it seem to be okay? Or is it a possibility that you might sit him out the last game?
No. No, he's fine. I think he just, just not a great shooting night, and then stubbed it a little bit, but he's fine. He'll be in practice tomorrow.
By and large, did you like the way you played with the big lead in the second half? Again, the human nature thing, but
I was a little frustrated at times. Just the turnovers, really. They made some, they made some difficult shots. You couldn't maintain that level of defense. I think it was maybe unrealistic of me to think we were going to win like 110 to 45, but you know, those kids have pride. Tony's an excellent coach, and you know, I was happy I didn't have to like. I was happy like it didn't get under 20, and it turned into a real S show, you know. So, but it was really the turnovers that made me crazy. I just thought we started doing some low-level stuff with the ball, and that's not good.
Coach, defensively, I think they started 1 for 14 with like 6 turnovers, it's like 29 to 2 at one point. How far is the defense come from a couple weeks ago where you were kind of putting it the biggest area?
Yeah, I still think that, you know, we're maybe a better offensive team than we are a defensive team at this point. But I do think that, you know, the guys did a really good job with scouting report, playing personnel, and we've got better at not fouling. I think that that's helped. Obviously, the second half of these games, we've put you know, we've put our opponents on the line a little bit more. I'd stick to we're committing less really stupid fouls, and you know, we're gonna listen. If you can't play top 25 level defense, you can't win anything big.
Yeah, to jump on any team, 29-2 is something.
Is that what the score was?
29-2. What does that say about your guys just being so unbelievably ready to play this game, to jump all over that team, you know?
Yeah, I think we talked about just trying to honor the season. You know, these guys have had, you know, we obviously we're 23-7. We had the, you know, one of those losses. We had a half a, you know, Lou coached his ass off, but we had a half a coaching staff for the one loss, right? So that's one of the 7. Just honor the season that we've had to this point. Honor our great fans by giving them a great performance. Our fans deserve better than for us to sleepwalk through an 8-point win today. They've been with us the whole year. They've shown up in big numbers in both places and have created a great atmosphere for us. So we just talked about honoring all of it. And then we also, you know, losing a quad 3 or a quad 4 game here with what we're trying to do in the NCAA tournament, that was not going to be a good situation. So, you know, we also, too, as a reminder, I think before the game, we showed the team the overall wins and losses over the last 3 years of all the Big East teams and where we stack up overall games won, non-conference Big East games, and you know, tried to get across to them that a team that has won the most games in this conference the last 3 years from a percentage standpoint need to show up today with absolute top quality.
What is the, I mean, you piled up some pretty good points in the last 3 games. I know sometimes the opponent has something to do with that, but what is working better offensively?
You know, we're getting stops, so we're getting some things in transition. I think Adama, in particular, has gotten so much better moving and get in the ball screen game, in the off the ball screening game. You know, like reading offensive rebounds. I think Adama has gotten so much. He's become so much more effective as an offensive player. Outside of just like, you know, throw me the ball in the post. I think that's helped a lot. You know, obviously Andre finding those places where he can get to score. And we did tonight's performance with, you know, with Jordan, you know, playing his worst offensive game of the year. So that's exciting because he's not going to have any more games like that the rest of the year. He got it out of the way today.
Dan, how gratifying is it for you to have Andre Jackson continuing to progress offensively the way that he has? I mean, flirted with a triple-double today.
Yeah, you know, when he's, you know, he obviously, the things that he does for the team, leadership, energy, defensive abilities, obviously those things, you know, unless he's got the steals or the blocks, they don't show up. But yeah, I mean, you know, making the 3 and finding the spots where he can attack from and become a double-figure scorer with what we get at center. And what Tristan's capable of when he's on, and with Jordan, and we're getting the punch off the bench from Naheem and Joey. If Dre's giving us like close to double-figure points, and we know we're going to get doubles from Alex, we're hard to deal with. I mean, really hard to deal with. And I'm so happy for him because he's the greatest guy you could coach, and I'm just so happy that he's been double figures 3 of the last 4 games, and he's showing that he's got that he's figured some things out offensively.
And do you feel as good about this team heading down the stretch of the season as you felt about any team you've coached?
Yeah, but, some of those the roadie teams, the roadie teams years 5 and 6, I went into the conference tournaments knowing that we were gonna win it or play in the championship, and I knew we had a team that had the makeup, the personality to go into those NCAA tournament games and not be tight, not be uptight and maybe a little bit on their heels. I think this team has got like a really good confidence to them. I think we got some personalities in here. We got some we got some gunslingers on the perimeter that that are going to let it fly and let it rip, and and then we got some guys that can dominate at center, and I just think it's a great collection of guys. I'm excited to coach these guys. I love this team. Some years, I love coaching these guys. It's been fun.
Would you have preferred Andrew take the 3 rather than the long 2 there?
When the analytics company tomorrow's going to rip me. He's going to. I'm just proud that he took the shot. He could have shriveled up. He could have punked out. Because he had to get a shot off the dribble. So I don't want to get. Obviously, there were a lot more things that went on during the game that were probably more significant than Andrew, Hunt. But I was impressed that he went, tried to get a shot off the dribble, and they still had like Johnson. I think Johnson was guarding him. It was like got length. So, but Andrew's a good player. Andrew, he played Division III or Division II somewhere. He's a good player.
Well, actually, just in getting Sampson some kind of real minutes as opposed to garbage time, but good to get him in there, kind of back in the flow a little bit.
It was good to get him some minutes. We just. Trying to hammer into our conversations to stay with us, man. It's hard to miss 2 months, miss all the bye games, miss all the non-conference, and then for us to try to jam you into these Big East games. But just hoping that he kind of stays with us because the guy's got tremendous talent and he's got a big future. And obviously, what goes through the minds of these guys at all points of the year relative to their options. Just you hope that he feels good about getting some run today, and then he just stays with us. Thank you.